So, I made it back to another concert. Not the first of the year, but one of them. I went and saw Lucy Rose, originally to be at the Palladium, which I still haven't been to. But if anything, they really elevated with the venue change. It was my first time going to the Union Chapel. I had been moored near Angel, well, in Angel before, so I know the area relatively well, and I walked past the Union Chapel a few times thinking it was just your everyday church, not realising it was a concert venue. And it is one miraculous, no pun intended, the building is a miracle. Not just a church, but that is one stunning building. I didn't need to wait for Lucy Rose to come on stage. I was just mesmerised by especially the roof. The designs in the roof were so intricate. But as for sitting, because we were all on pews and it's all kind of sit where you can fit in, that did feel a kind of a bit awkward. Trying to all squeeze in between pews, but still, you can easily distract yourself from the magnificent beauty you were surrounded by. As of course, there was a support act. It was a girl from California playing just the guitar the whole time, although the harmonica did slip out a couple times. She was Margaret. I wouldn't say she was completely sort of my thing, but she was a decent support act. I liked her, and she did a cover of a song I know, but only just found out Google told me who sang it. Have you ever seen The Rain? I do know that song. It's a brilliant song. I didn't know it was Creedence Clearwater Revival. And they're one of those bands where I know they exist, but I didn't know any of their songs. Anyway, it was a lovely support act. Okay, I moved the sunset. Anyway, then, of course, after I stared at the roof for another 20 minutes, Lucy Rose came onto stage. Part of me was thinking that she would come on to a really sort of bubbly number. There was the sort of soundtrack when tension's building up and they want to kind of draw it out. We were left on that soundtrack for about a minute, and then suddenly, after all her band arrived, she appeared. And it continued, because we started the gig with Fade Away. Really took me by surprise. People were was a lovely way to start the gig. It was almost like it fitted the Union Chapel, the venue, perfectly. And as it was, which was an absolute treat for me, most of the songs were from that album, her most recent album, which, so far on, I still love. It's so bouncy. So then, of course, we had the Racket, which, even though it is kind of a dark sounding song, that staccato piano, I just love it. It's the best part of the song. It's such a diversion from the rest of it. And we had Light as Glass, such a wispy song. Damn, wouldn't you know it, Lucy Rose never disappoints. My favourite song of her, that standalone single, All That Fear. Both times I've seen her, she has played it. I remember when she was like introducing it, the one main thing she wanted to highlight was just having fun with the concerts, because I mean, considering all of her health issues the past few years, and also starting up with family life, she was probably 35 weeks pregnant when I saw her at the Roundhouse. I had no idea. I was quite far back, but I still feel like I would have been able to see some form of lump in between all those flashing lamps. I had no idea. But anyway, Babby number 2 has clearly been a joy for Lucy to add to her family. And yeah, she was just saying she really wanted to have fun and play uplifting, joyous music at these concerts. And All That Fear just happens to be that sort of song. That's how she introduced it. I knew exactly what song she was going for. She was just like, it wasn't even on an album. I knew it was this one. I knew this is the song that was just one random standalone single. It was also her first gig in 7 years, but when you take into account COVID and everything else that happened in Lucy's life, that makes perfect sense. I remember when she was talking about that, she mentioned how during the real heights of her illness, any form of songwriting, that's all she wanted to focus in on, because she really just wanted to cut deep with her songs. But then she just didn't like the product of it being so melancholic. And then one day she got with a few of her band members, sat down at the piano, and she said it's just the freest she'd felt in so long. And that was so clearly the birth of her latest album. It's just the key to it that I absolutely adore. It's just full of bouncy piano songs. As for newer Lucy Rose songs, she sang a brand new song. I think she said she finished the lyrics a week prior to the concert. It was something quite extra for her, it seems, but I absolutely loved it. I would say I didn't really like about the concert, and I have a feeling part of this may have been out of Lucy's control, is how bright some of the stage lights were, and some of them, they were like really fluorescent, vivid colours, especially one this one Purple Light. It kept on piercing into my eye. It was so bright. It made it really difficult to see the band. And one thing I loved about the past 2 times seeing Lucy Rose is she comes on with an entourage of about 8 other musicians, all playing the most beautiful music. And it won't just be 2 people on the violin, 2 people on the drums. There'll be a flautist, there's someone on the trombone. So many textures and layers, but I can't see them. I could see them fine at the Roundhouse because the lighting was these 7 like granny lamps, whereas here the lighting was these ginormous spotlights, and they were just so bright it clouded the view and I couldn't see them playing. However, straight after the brand new song, she sang a bit of an old one. She sang Shiver. Just for you. And we stole every moment we had to make the other one feel bad. It goes without saying, I adore that song. But the lighting was switched off. It was stripped right back, and it really meant that you could concentrate on Lucy. You could see her and really appreciate the artistry in the song. And if we weren't going through all the songs on This Is How You Don't Go Out, she even played the interlude. That was just so fun. I was just like, oh, what's this going to drift into? And then like a minute passed and I was just like, oh, it's obviously just the interlude. By far the best part of the concert had to be she started playing In It Over Till We Say It's Over, and someone from the audience decided to join the band and start clapping along, and it made Lucy lose her marbles, mind, the lyrics. I'm now losing my mind. I'm not quite sure how to explain it. She had to start over. She lost her like positioning, and wasn't he offered a place in the band but also told to not clap? So I guess he has a different instrument, or she, or they, or whoever. Imagine if it was a duck, or like a seal. Imagine if it was just like a seal waddled in and was just flapping their belly. It definitely wasn't. I think they would have evacuated the building if it was a seal. Anyway, someone was clapping along. They got taken up into the band, but also forbidden from clapping, which is kind of sad. I wanted to clap along. But still, we got to listen to yet again another fantastic song. But then, of course, the encore. I remember when she first went off, part of me was kind of thinking, is this place sort of kind of too formal or classy for an encore? No, it wasn't. It wasn't. No one was like massively cheering. We all just kind of very politely clapped whilst the lights still kind of stayed on, but luckily subdued so we weren't blinded. And they all came back on. With an extra person, Lucy came on with another singer called Eloise, and they sang this most beautiful song. I can't find the name of it. Then again, I haven't really looked that hard, but it was so angelic. All I ever wanted was perfect safe. Everybody's worried I'm losing my faith. Really don't bring me down. instruments. Lucy started bringing out the guitar. So we were done with This Is How You Don't Go Out, but it meant that we were bringing in the conversation. Questioning it all. Such a delicate, beautiful, two delicate, beautiful songs, but I do have to say, I do prefer Question It All, just because of those other musical layers. It's very subtle, but it's there, whereas Conversation, there's only the guitar and then a bit of violin at the end, whereas Question It All, it's got that percussion layer in the bottom. I just absolutely love it. So there it goes. That was me seeing Lucy Rose for the second time in a magnificent church. Beautiful music, amazing instruments and composition, bouncy, happy, joyous songs. Just wish they turned down the lights, but not so that it was pitch black. Enough light so that we could see the orchestra at work, but not so much that it's glaring in all around them. I have been Jack the Music Lover, and I'll see you on the next one.